God says, "Listen closely, my beloved soul, because this moment has not arrived by accident, and your presence here is not random." Something within you paused your scrolling, quieted your thoughts, and gently pulled your attention toward these words. That pause itself is meaningful. It is the space where clarity enters, where noise fades, and where understanding begins to form without force. You may have been carrying questions that you rarely speak out loud. Questions about why certain things took longer than expected, why some efforts felt unseen, and why your heart often feels tired even when you keep moving forward. These questions are not signs of weakness. They are signs of awareness. They show that your spirit has grown enough to seek depth rather than surface answers. Right now, you are being reminded that your life is not measured only by visible progress. Much of what matters most happens beneath the surface. Within your patience, your resilience, and your ability to continue even when certainty feels distant. Every moment you chose integrity over impulse, calm over chaos, and hope over bitterness shaped you more than you realize. There were seasons when you felt delayed, as if everyone else was moving ahead while you stood still. But standing still was not stagnation. It was preparation. You were learning discernment. You were learning what truly aligns with you and what merely distracts you. Those lessons are now becoming strength, even if they once felt uncomfortable. This message is meeting you at a turning point, not because something dramatic must happen immediately, but because your inner foundation has reached a new level of readiness. When readiness arrives, guidance becomes clearer. When guidance becomes clearer, confusion loses its grip. That is the quiet shift beginning inside you now. You are also being invited to release unnecessary self-pressure. You were never meant to rush your becoming. Growth that lasts is built steadily, not hurriedly. When you allow yourself to move with intention instead of urgency, peace becomes your companion rather than something you chase. Pay attention to how your heart feels as you read this. If there is a sense of calm, recognition, or gentle confirmation, that is not imagination. That is alignment. Alignment does not shout, it settles. It reassures. It reminds you that you are not late, lost, or forgotten. You are exactly where learning turns into wisdom. This is only the beginning of the message. Nothing is being demanded of you right now. You are simply being asked to stay present, to listen without resistance, and to allow understanding to unfold naturally. The next part will build on this awareness, guiding you deeper into clarity and purpose without fear or pressure. Stay here. Breathe. Let this moment ground you. The message continues. God says, as you remain with this message, something gentle begins to unfold within you. Not all change arrives as a sudden wave, some change moves quietly, like light entering a room at dawn. You may notice your thoughts slowing, your breathing becoming steadier, and your attention settling into the present moment. This is not accidental. This is what happens when awareness replaces noise. You have been carrying responsibilities that others may never fully understand. There were times when you chose to stay strong instead of explaining yourself, times when you chose patience instead of reaction. Those choices were not wasted. They shaped your inner strength, even when the results were not immediately visible. Strength formed in silence lasts longer than strength formed in applause. There is an invitation here to see your journey with compassion. You did not always have the tools you have now. You made the best decisions you could with the understanding you had at the time. Growth does not punish the past, it integrates it. When you allow yourself that grace, you stop carrying unnecessary weight and start moving with clarity. You are also learning the difference between control and trust. Control tries to force outcomes. Trust allows outcomes to unfold while you remain grounded in your values. Trust does not mean inaction. It means aligned action. It means doing what you can, with sincerity, and releasing what you cannot control without guilt. This balance is becoming clearer to you now. Notice how your priorities are shifting. What once felt urgent may now feel optional. What once felt important may now feel distracting. This is not loss, this is refinement. Refinement helps you focus on what truly nourishes your growth rather than what simply demands your attention. With this focus, your energy becomes more stable and your decisions more confident. There is also a deepening awareness of your inner voice. It has always been present, but now you are listening more carefully. This voice does not rush you or pressure you. It guides you calmly, pointing you toward what feels honest and aligned. When you honor it, you experience less inner conflict and more inner peace. You may find yourself letting go of expectations that no longer fit who you are becoming. This release is not failure, it is maturity. Holding on to outdated expectations can limit growth, while releasing them creates space for possibilities better suited to your present self. Space is necessary for clarity, and clarity is necessary for meaningful progress. Your understanding of time is also evolving. You are beginning to see that meaningful change does not require constant speed. Some things unfold slowly so they can last. When you accept this, impatience loosens its grip, and you move forward with steadier confidence. Steady progress often brings deeper fulfillment than rushed success. There is reassurance here that you are not behind. You are not late. You are not missing something essential. You are exactly where you need to be to learn what comes next. Comparison fades when you understand this truth, because your path is uniquely shaped by your experiences and values. As this message continues, allow yourself to stay open. You do not need to analyze every word or search for immediate answers. Understanding will arrive naturally, in layers, as you remain present. This presence is the foundation of clarity and the doorway to your next stage of growth. The message is still unfolding. Stay with it. There is more ahead. God says. As this message continues to unfold, you may begin to recognize a deeper calm settling within you, the kind of calm that does not depend on circumstances but comes from understanding. This understanding is not loud or dramatic, it is gentle and steady. It reminds you that life is not asking you to be perfect, only to be present and sincere in your efforts. You have walked through moments where the future felt unclear, where answers did not come when you expected them. In those moments, something important was happening quietly. You were learning how to trust without certainty, how to continue without guarantees. This kind of trust builds inner stability, the kind that does not collapse when plans change or expectations shift. There is also a growing awareness that not everything needs to be fixed immediately. Some experiences are meant to be understood slowly, allowing insight to mature over time. When you stop rushing your healing and growth, you begin to treat yourself with patience. That patience becomes strength, because it allows you to move forward without carrying unnecessary tension. You may notice that your relationship with your own thoughts is changing. Instead of being pulled into every worry or doubt, you are learning to observe them without judgment. This observation creates space. In that space, clarity emerges. You begin to see which thoughts support you and which ones simply repeat old fears. Choosing clarity over repetition is a powerful step toward inner freedom. There is also a shift happening in how you view challenges. What once felt like obstacles now appear as lessons that refined your character. Each challenge taught you something about boundaries, resilience, or self-respect. These lessons did not arrive to weaken you, they arrived to prepare you for a more grounded and intentional life. You are learning the value of alignment. Alignment means living in a way that matches your values, even when it requires patience or courage. When you act from alignment, your decisions feel lighter, and your path feels more coherent. This coherence brings peace, because you are no longer divided between what you feel and what you do. Notice how your sense of purpose is becoming clearer, not as a single destination, but as a way of living. Purpose is not always about grand achievements, sometimes it is about consistency, kindness, and integrity in daily choices. When you honor these small but meaningful actions, your life gains depth and direction. There is reassurance here that you are supported, even when progress feels subtle. Growth often happens beneath the surface before it becomes visible. Trust that the roots you are forming now will support what emerges later. Nothing sincere you have invested in yourself has been wasted. As you remain with this message, allow yourself to release self-doubt. Doubt often arises when you underestimate how much you have already grown. Take a moment to acknowledge your resilience, your learning, and your willingness to keep going. These qualities are signs of strength, not weakness. The message is guiding you toward steadiness, not urgency. Steadiness creates sustainability. When you move steadily, you build a life that can support peace as well as progress. This balance is essential for long-term fulfillment. Stay present. Stay open. The message continues to deepen. God says. As this final part of the message reaches you, there is an invitation to pause and truly feel what has been unfolding inside you from the beginning. Not to analyze it, not to rush to the end, but to sit with it quietly. Some messages are not meant to shock the mind, they are meant to settle the heart. This is one of those moments where understanding does not arrive as noise, but as calm certainty. You have carried more than you ever showed the world. Responsibilities, expectations, unspoken emotions, and questions about your future have all lived quietly inside you. Yet even while carrying these unseen weights, you continued moving forward. That alone speaks of a strength you may not always recognize in yourself. This message is reminding you that endurance itself is sacred. There is also a gentle reminder that your journey has never been random. Every delay, Every redirection, every moment where things did not go according to plan was shaping you into someone more aware, more grounded, and more compassionate. What once felt like loss was often protection. What felt like silence was often preparation. You are being guided toward a life that feels aligned, not forced. Alignment does not come from chasing everything at once, it comes from choosing what truly resonates with your values. When you begin to honor your inner truth, external clarity follows naturally. Life starts responding differently when your actions and intentions are in harmony. This message also speaks about release. Release does not mean forgetting or denying what you have been through. It means loosening your grip on what no longer needs to define you. Old regrets, old guilt, old versions of yourself that were doing the best they could at the time, all of these deserve compassion, not punishment. When you release with understanding, you create space for renewal. There is reassurance here that you are not behind in life. Growth does not follow a single timeline. Some souls bloom later because they are meant to grow deeper roots first. Trust the pace of your becoming. What is meant for you will meet you at the right moment, not a rushed one. You may feel a quiet encouragement to trust your intuition more. That inner voice has been guiding you even when you doubted it. The more you listen without fear, the clearer it becomes. Intuition grows stronger when you honor it through small, honest choices every day. This message is also about peace. Not the kind of peace that comes when everything is perfect, but the kind that exists even when life is still unfolding. Peace is choosing not to fight yourself anymore. Peace is allowing yourself to be human while still believing in something greater ahead. As you absorb this message fully, know that you are being reminded of your worth, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are becoming. You are allowed to hope again. You are allowed to rest without guilt. You are allowed to believe that something good can still unfold for you. Nothing that is meant for you has passed you by. What is coming will arrive with clarity, not confusion, and with stability, not chaos. Stay patient. Stay sincere. Stay connected to what feels true. This is not the end of the message. This is the grounding of it. If this message touched something deep inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, subscribe for more messages like this, and write "Amen" in the comments if you feel this message was meant especially for you.